Okay, just getting my things set up here. Sorry, I am late. Oh boy. So, a funny thing happened on the way to the live stream. I thought I had everything set up so I could share my screen through OBS software. Let me change my glasses for my detail glasses because this is my life now. A little shaky, a little waiting for my blood sugar to kick in. All right. Well, welcome to the live stream here. Um, yeah, so today is kind of a big deal. Um, and the next 3 days especially will be very big deals. What did I do with my Okay. Something happened and I have a really smoky eye and we're just gonna live with it. Okay. That's what I get for rushing my eye makeup. Okay. Anyway, let me get this pulled up here and see what we're starting with. Oh. So, like I was saying, I had really intended to be able to share my screen with you guys today. Unfortunately, that went all foobar for me. And so here I am, and the title of this video, not to be an alarmist, but it's kind of a we are in a shift, a major shift over the next week. Um, and moving forward for the next several years. But this is how the cycle is playing out for this week. So bear with me here for a second. Just gotta go off screen for a second. I'm really hoping I can make live streams a thing and figure out the OBS part. But meanwhile, you have the Harmony Goddess Studio here to satisfy all your curiosities. I don't think I need that. There we go. Ah, much better. Softer, less in focus, much better. All right, so let's take a look at the breaking news that True Sidereal Astrology is revealing to us, which is this new era of radical change. Now, this cycle actually began, I think, a year ago or two. I'm not sure. I'll have to look it up, but what we have here. So, hello, all my magical souls who were brave enough to come and watch this live. I like I said, it's dramatic. And have you been feeling this buzz lately? Have you been feeling the static in the air that's been happening? Because we are entering a new era of radical change because the Uranus and the Sun will be joining forces here this week. And Mercury is blazing through Aries at the same time. So from May 15th to the 21st, we're entering a cosmic ignition point, and that's going to shake up our world, our society, and our spirits. So if you want to ride these waves, just stay tuned and I will guide you through each individual day. So you can harness this energy for your personal transformation and manage your nervous system to cope with what is happening in the world around you. My name is Beth Hansen. I help shiny people like you weave the magic of the stars with the power of Mother Earth. So if that's your jam, drop "I'm feeling it" in the comments below or in the live stream here. So I know you're there. I hope my sound is okay. It appears to be okay. Can you hear me all right? So do I need to turn up the volume, turn down the volume? What needs to be done here? Anybody there? Okay. Just going to type that into the chat here. All right, welcome to the channel. So I typed that in the live chat. But I'll be dropping some things into the live chat that I'll be also dropping into the comments or that are already in the video description. But today is Thursday, May 15th. And what's happening today is a root level awakening. Truths are being unearthed today because it kicks off with the moon in Sagittarius and the sun nearly conjunct with Uranus. So you can expect the unexpected. What's happening in the stars right now? So we have the sun in and Uranus they're both in Taurus. So Sun, Uranus, and Taurus is bringing us sudden radical shifts, especially in leadership and global events. Mercury in Aries is driving communication, and it's very, very active. So, very quick communication. Commuting, basically, a lot is that's being communicated are actions that are being taken on this earth, whatever's lighting the fires of transformation. The moon starts the day in Ophiuchus, conjunct the galactic center, the Holy of Holies, the seat of heaven, and the higher self. This is your opportunity to surrender to that divine self. Then the moves into Sagittarius late in the day to bring you into an emotional rebirth. All this is happening, and what's going on Earth, and how you can bring this star energy and use it as a tool, because Taurus is all about tools and having and stability, and it is the farmer. So you dig deep and journal, meditate, or have honest conversations with the people you love. And socially and politically, instability will bring both surprises and breakthroughs. Because sometimes when something breaks, something better shows up in its place and can move forward. Spiritually, this is a chance for radical honesty and clearing old patterns. Your nervous system is getting ready. Your spiritual nervous system is also getting ready for what's going to be happening in the next few days. And how do you integrate this? Well, embrace the shakeup. Trust that unearthing the truth now clears the way for new growth. You're plowing the field, you're turning the soil. The universe, Uranus and air and Mercury in Aries and Uranus and Sun in Taurus are turning the soil. They're plowing the field, getting ready to plant what is to come. And as a shiny individual, you have the power to assist in this intentionally, magically, however you work with spirit. through prayer, meditation, action, um, Tai Chi, Qigong, grounding it in Mother Earth. That's what's going to really help things happen for you. So, moving on to tomorrow, Friday, May 16th. This is the sweetness in the storm because in order for those plants to grow, the storm has to come. We cannot grow things in arid soil. So that electrifying energy softens and finds a little bit of a sweetness in this swirl of change. This is where you're mixing the seeds and you're tossing the seeds along the earth so you can bring in what you need. And what's happening in the stars is the moon is in Sagittarius, healing the truth in relationships. So Sagittarius is an optimist and it has a big heart. Also, in Taurus at the time, this time is Jupiter, and Jupiter rules Sagittarius, and Jupiter is luck. And Taurus is an earth sign. So, this is a time for good fortune and good luck in your relationships. So, that truth that you bring out is actually healing and is doing what it needs to do to help relationships grow. Jupiter is actually opposing the moon at this time. So, those deeper connections and the decisions on how you want to move forward in your relationships and in your communication are being brought to light. Okay. Um, and the sun and Uranus energy keeps things pretty unpredictable. So you do still have to go with the flow. Like I said, it's more of a swirling eddy energy that's happening now instead of the electrical sparks that are making your hair stand on end. Friday moves into that eddy. And what is going on the planet? What on earth is going on, right? Honest talks and creative projects thrive in this environment. Socially, people are seeking connection and authenticity. It is Freya's day. Freya is the planter. Thursday is Thor, the thunder. So it's really lining up to the days of how we named our week. And you'll see how it all shakes out in the next few days. What on earth is going on? Oddest talks and creative projects. Socially, people seek connection and authenticity. Spiritually, ground yourself in compassion and truth because the truth will set you free. And Uranus is all about freedom, and Taurus is all about grounding. And when you live from your heart in compassion, you are building up your psychic, spiritual web of weird, your personal web that connects to the greater web of Gaia and even greater of the solar system and the universe, which is how all this happens. It's quantum entanglement, people. How do you integrate? Let your heart lead. Even as the world shifts, you can create harmony in your own life, in your own sphere, if you leave some room for grace. That's the other thing that Jupiter brings to the table is grace. And that's grace with a big G. It's grace of a divine scale. And it's saying, okay, this can be graceful. This can be a dance. It's okay. Things are moving. And it might be a little bit of a wild dance, but it is a dance nonetheless. And then we move to May 17th, Saturday, Saturn's day. Saturn is in Pisces. So we have that flow happening, but we have Saturn, which likes to improve upon things and bring things down to their core. Um, what happened here? How's my sound? Anybody there? Anybody there? All right, my peoples. All right, so if nobody's here, that's fine too. We're 15 minutes in. Okay, so May 17th, Sun conjunct Uranus is the Great Awakening. This is when people are waking up to the activation that Uranus is bringing in for them. Sun and Uranus meet in Taurus and cosmic lightning strikes. Well, that kind of happened initially on Thursday. But this is a big one. This is like bringing it down to earth, and it matters because it's all about Saturn and Saturday. May 17th is a big day. You should check out Dr. Danny's more recent um, posts on the Sun Uranus cycle, and as well as what she's learning from the Golden Phoenix angle. There's two different ones. She went live yesterday about the Golden Phoenix angle. Definitely, if you like to do the deep dives and like to decode, go for it. If you're like me and it's like, okay, I'm getting the messages from the stars, I don't need to decode this, it's coming through loud and clear, then, both of these ways of interpreting this and interpreting the stars are valid and decent. She just does it with numerology as evidence. So what's happening in the stars? This is the day that the Sun and Uranus are conjunct. Breakthroughs, sudden events, and calls to authenticity happen on this day. And the moon is in Capricorn. Capricorn is ruled by Saturn. So focus on goals and responsibilities. Let me double check. I'm going to pull up my just to double check that the moon is actually in Capricorn on May 17th. I just want to make sure I got that right. Just going to check May 17th. Nope, moon is still in Sagittarius. I apologize. Moon is still in Sagittarius on the 17th. I don't know what happened to my script there. It was wrong. So, still in Sagittarius. Mercury in Aries is sparking new ideas. So, moon in Sagittarius, focus on the big goals and uniting with the luck and that is a mutable fire, which works really well with Uranus and the sun and the earth because it is mutable fire. It can be contained by Taurus. It can also be expanded by the sun and Uranus because fire needs air to happen and Uranus is air. It is very gridded air. It is fixed air. So, how to integrate, stay open and grounded. I strongly suggest that spiritual people limit the time that they're on the internet at this time because things are going crazy unless you have a message to bring forward. Also staying grounded in your safe place, whether that's your home or whatever makes you feel safe and secure out in nature. Getting out in nature is a great thing to do. That's the one time I'd say leave the house. If you're going to go forest bathing, May 17th is a great way to do it and a great way to ground and intentionally work with these energies with the trees as your assistants or your co-creators, I should say, because they're pulling down the energy from the stars, not from tropical astrology, but from the stars themselves. Although in tropical astrology and in Vedic astrology, I apologize, I misspoke. This is everybody's in Taurus. All three types of major astrology that is known in the West, well, the two major ones and this one minor one here. I didn't invent this. I mean, you know, true sidereal, real sky, live sky. Um, Everybody's in Taurus. So this is happening on Earth for everyone because the things that don't change are the houses and the planets and the aspects. Throughout all the systems, those remain the same. And we're all in Taurus right now. So what on earth is going on for everyone? Revelations personally and collectively. This is why I say, hey, wherever you go, take your journal with you. Make sure your phone is fully charged so you can make any voice notes you want to. Old structures crack open. This is the day of destiny that's mentioned and making space for the new. Also, I do have a message later on. I forgot to mention it earlier. But when you get a message downloaded from the gods, your brain goes a little bit woo woo and you forget a few things, even if it's written down in the script, right? So my notes say spiritual activation, meditate, move, and set intentions. Ground it, ground it, ground it. This is the time to use your spiritual tools, whether it's ritual, yoga, exercise, whatever it is that can bring a physicality to your spiritual connections, crystals, talismans, anything physical. You can even use candles. That's physical too. It's fire. So it's connecting to the sun and it's connecting to Jupiter. And then you've got that wax for the earth, which is also of air because bees make it, right? But it's also of earth. Yeah, it's all the things. All right. How to integrate, stay open and grounded. The universe is upgrading your operating system. That's all I can say. It's upgrading your spiritual and your physical body so you can handle more energy going forward. If you're here, you're aware. And if you're aware, it's happening because you're opening to the universe, and the universe is pumping you full of its superpower right now. And you just need to let the energy in, release, relax, accept. If it feels like too much at first, feel free to ground it for later use, and you can pull it up and down until you get used to your new expanded abilities. May 18th, Sunday, Mercury squares Mars. This is a tension point and it's a peak. But remember, conjunctions and oppositions trump squares. Squares are synchronicities demanding action. What's a synchronicity? Something that meets perfectly. It's a perfect square, it's a perfect corner, and that means power. So, fiery words and passionate debates are happening on Sunday. So, watch your reactions to what people are saying. Listen, take it in. Again, let the energy in, but maybe don't speak until you have time to integrate what is being said and what's happening in the stars. Communication is heated and debates can turn sharp. And you could see this, I don't know what's going to be happening in the news this weekend, but the stars say it's going to be a big effing deal. Okay. Moon in Capricorn is opposing Mars in Cancer. So as I said, conjunct. So the moon and uh the The sun and Uranus are still, you know, they just perfected their conjunction the day before. So that's number 1. Number 2 is that moon in Capricorn opposition of moon. Okay, what's on the 18th? Is it in Capricorn? Now I gotta check that. I apologize. Aha, moon is in Capricorn. It is right there with Pluto. It is conjunct Pluto. Pluto is politics. Pluto is power. Moon in Capricorn opposing Mars in Cancer. Emotional intensity, possible conflicts, and possibly on the political spectrum. The political emotions will be running hot for sure. And it will be very intense and very emotional because we have Cancer and the moon, because the moon rules Cancer. And then we've got Capricorn, which is ambition, and Mars, which is always a trigger when it gets into an aspect. So Mars is triggering those who have ambition and all the feelings around them, good and bad, whatever spectrum you're on the political time frame. And I'm saying, maybe don't be with the Antichrist, but anybody who puts up a photo of themselves as Pope is the definition of Antichrist because they have no morals. Okay. Unless it's the actual new Pope, which is a Leo. He is a Leo, by the way. If you haven't looked at some of the things people are saying about the new Pope, there's several astrologers who have posted some things. So that is something else that's going on. I wonder what the Pope will have to say that Sunday. That could that could happen. And what on earth is going on? Advocate for change, but avoid unnecessary arguments. Only stand up for what is necessary at this time and place and advocate for it. Socially and political, expect protests or outbursts. Spiritually, channel the fire into creativity and movement. This is how you weave the magic of the stars into your power in your body and on Mother Earth, and bringing it into alignment with Gaia through you. Because guess what? That's what we're here to do. All us tiny little specks dancing on her planet. How to integrate. Speak your truth, but keep your cool. Let passion fuel progress, not conflict. And I know this is some really intense stuff that we've got going on right here. Just remember to ground the energy. Breathe on the inhalation. Bring up the Mother Earth energy, and the star energy comes down. Exhale, clears your aura. And if you made it this far, you are a brave star soul. Just a reminder, I have a message for you from Odin, All-Father, at the end, so stick around. We're almost there. And if you are new to true sidereal astrology, I have a link in the description below where you can get my free quick start guide, The New Zodiac Unlocked. Okay, so it just gives you a quick starter on what it's all about and the sign of Ophiuchus and some keywords and things like that. Okay. Integration and grounding is what happens on Monday, Moon Day. Integration. Think of that moon integration. And I believe the moon is still in Capricorn. Let me verify. Trust, but verify. I worked so hard on this, you guys. It's crazy. Yep, the moon is in Capricorn. It is no longer conjunct Pluto. So there's a little bit easing of that power, political, I want to be the top of the mountain feeling. I have to be right feeling that we had on May 18th. So after the cosmic storm, it's time to find your center. And what's happening in the stars? So with the moon in Capricorn, we focus on practical matters and self-care. Intensity eases, allowing reflection. Mercury in Aries helps refine new ideas. So this is the moon in Capricorn, putting that anvil to the steel to build strength, to build stability, and to refine and build that sharp edge that you need, because we are all cosmic fighters here if you're made it this far, because Odin has a message for you. I'm guessing that you're cosmic warriors. And what on earth is going on? Review what shifted. Review what has shifted for you over the past few days. Release those old patterns. So hard to do. I know, I'm working on it. We're all working on releasing those old patterns. And one of the fastest way to release those patterns is to embrace the new patterns, because that will push out the old and bring in the new. Socially, healing conversations and planning are favorable. Spiritually, ground with rituals or nature. How to integrate your stronger for what you have moved through. Let the new wisdom take root in your nervous system. Remember, you just got an upgrade. Drink water. Spread kindness. Yeah. Spread kindness. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. I am a Minnesotan. So, yeah, I'm your Auntie Beth from Minnesota, who is super psychic and is telling you all the things. Okay, May 21st. Whew. Here we go. Here we go. So we got through Monday. Oh, nope, we're still working on Monday. Wait, we did the integration and grounding. That was Monday. Tuesday. There we go. May 20th, psychic activation. Moon square, Sun, and Uranus. Revelations around suppressed divine feminine and the dark goddess will be coming out on May 20th. Whether it's your personal revelations coming to the surface, your personal connection to dark goddess, Lilith, Morrigan, Kali, whatever entity or vibration that you feel need, women's spirituality that's been suppressed and still doesn't have a voice, no matter what they think. Oh, everything's all in balance now that we have paganism. No, you can't erase 2,000 years of patriarchy that quickly, because unless it has been broken down and women are integrated completely in the physical world, it's not going to happen in the spiritual world. And there are a lot of still, who are people watching, people listening to. You'll hear men's voices a lot more than women's voices. Thank you for being here and listening to a woman's voice, whether you're a man, woman, they, them, or something from another planet. I don't care. I'm glad you're here. So psychic activation, what's happening in the stars? Moon is conjunct asteroid Lilith in Aquarius. Think about that. Asteroid Lilith in Aquarius, Moon and asteroid Lilith are together. I already verified that one. This is visionary energy. Focus on healing and focus on your future plans. This is a time to spread your grid out and say, okay, what am I creating on this earth that aligns with my new updated energy? You're the programmer, by the way. You were just given the circuitry. You get to program it. We do have a collective piece to the program that is activated in everyone, but the program that you work with on the daily, that is your program. You're the programmer, okay? You program yourself. You can do this, bestie. Okay. Moon square black Lilith. So we're doubling up on the Liliths. Channel that power into action. Take action. Whatever the divine, dark, feminine is requiring, whether it's spiritually or personally, speak up for those who have not been given a voice. Black Moon Lilith is Black Lives Matter. It is the voices of all of the others, anybody who has been othered due to societal norms. We need to speak up for them. We need to represent ourselves, our authentic selves, and to say, if you're a woman and your voice isn't being heard, demand it be heard. Do it in a way that can't be denied. Mercury is still in Aries, and this supports networking and bold ideas. Think about that. Think about everything we've been through and that bold ideas and the sun and Uranus still in Taurus. You're going to find things surprising you on the home front and in technology. So May 20th